Kingdom come, this city is yours. We're waiting on you, please do it again. God, do it again. Yes, Lord, we're waiting. Do it again. May we see visions. May we dream dreams.
Good morning, hello, and welcome to Riverside Church online for our very special Generation service this morning.
Woo woo! We are so excited. We've got loads of fun planned. I'm Melody.
My name's Nathaniel.
And as I mentioned, today is an extra special service for all the family to enjoy. And we've got so much fun planned, haven't we?
Games, activities, loads of ways for you all to be involved. If you're watching, wherever you're watching, we would love for you to get involved, and we'll let you know a little bit more later on. You can see there's already some things going on, so this is for the games and stuff that are going to be happening. And we also have other people involved today as well. You're going to see John Goodliff, and you're going to see Sarah as well in a moment.
And we're having a bit of a party and games today because we're looking at a story that Jesus told all about a big party.
Yes, a massive banquet that loads of people were invited to, which sounds really good to me. Also, while you are here, make sure you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the Riverside Church YouTube channel so you can stay involved with everything that we've got going on.
And we've already had so much fun this week. Well, I have anyway, because it's been half term and we've had so much fun. We've had great activities all through the week.
Yes, I was privileged to be involved on Monday with one of the activities on Zoom. And Melody did such a fantastic job of providing activities and Zooms for all the kids, not just in our church, but in the community as well. And it was really, really great.
Yeah, so welcome if you were part of that. It's nice to be able to connect with you again. And as I say, we need your help for this service. So do stay tuned and take a look at what we've been up to this week. Well, we have had a really fun week this week. It's been half term for the children and teachers, and we've had Zooms all week. We've had 10 a.m. morning Zooms, Monday to Thursday, just full of fun and games and some Bible stories. We've been learning about some of the fruits of the Spirit, and in the afternoons we've had really cool workshops. We had RPA come and do a drama workshop on Monday, a dance workshop on Tuesday, and we had a baking workshop and we made some delicious jammy dodgers. And then on Thursday we had a really cool art workshop.
Well, adding a special welcome that Nathaniel and Melody have already given you this morning. If you are joining us for the first time, it is brilliant to have you here. My name's Sarah, and John has also snuck onto the screen as well. So, as Melody and Nathaniel have already said, this morning we're going to be looking at a big party, a celebration that Jesus tells the story of. And a little bit later on in the service, you're going to hear some videos that we asked the question to lots of people, both in the church and the local community: what is it that you love most about a party? And you'll see as we watch the videos a bit later on that one of the things that came out time and time again was that people just love being with their friends, being with other people and having fun together. And the wonderful thing in the Bible is that that's what Jesus did as well. When Jesus first started sharing the good news about God here on earth, one of the first things he did was gather people around him to help him, to be in team, in community with him. Now, we're aware that we can't physically be together this morning to enjoy a party, but what we wanted to do instead was to have some fun all together, playing some games throughout the service. Now, the very exciting thing is we need your help, because however old you are and wherever you are watching from this morning, you are going to be on a team. And every single team is going to have a team member that you are playing to vote for. Now, the losing team member at the very end of the service is going to get a bucket of slime poured over their head, because quite frankly, who doesn't love slime at a party? So we're going to tell you whose team you're on. You are going to need to do really hard work for your team member to keep them out of the slime. If you are aged 11 or younger, then you are going to be on the children's team and you are going to be playing for Melody. Now, I know Melody is very keen not to be slimed, so please try extra hard for Melody. If you are at secondary school, so if you are age 11 to 18, then you are going to be playing on John's team. Probably you want to see John slimed, I would imagine. I don't know, but try as hard as you can. And if you are an adult who doesn't have children or young people who you can play with, then you are going to be playing for Nathaniel. And he's just cut his hair, so he's probably quite keen not to have it full of slime. So what I need you to do is a little bit later on, I'm going to come and ask you some questions. Have something ready that you can email in those questions and those answers. And we're going to see which member of this staff team is going to stay slime-free as we play games throughout the rest of the service. But we're going to go into a time of worship now. We're going to sing a song called God Suits, which talks about the armour of God and how even in these really hard times, we know that God can be with us, surrounding us and protecting us. There are some fantastic actions. So if you're at home and you're able to, why don't I just invite you to stand and to join in with these actions as we start this time of worship.
Every morning that I wake, I get ready, got my armor for the day. Hey, I get ready, this way, I know you're with me, every step I take. Whoa, this way, I know you're with me, every step I take. I got the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the belt of truth around my waist. When I feel weak, you make me strong, never back down. I got my God suit on, your saving grace will guard my head, your righteousness like a bulletproof vest. These good new shoes were made to run, never back down. I got my God suit on. Every battle that I face, I'll be ready when the arrows fly my way. Hey, hold me steady, this way, I know you're with me, every step I take. Whoa, this way, I know you're with me, every step I take. I got the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the belt of truth around my waist. When I feel weak, you make me strong, never back down. I got my God suit on, your saving grace will guard my head, your righteousness like a bulletproof vest. These good new shoes were made to run, never back down. I got my God suit on, never back down. I got my God suit on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, got my hands in the air and your praise on my lips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, every battle I face, my God has won. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, got my hands in the air and your praise on my lips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, never back down. I got my God suit on, never back down. I got my God suit on. I got the sword of the Spirit, the shield of faith, the belt of truth around my waist. When I feel weak, you make me strong, never back down. I got my God
great. Thank you so much, Amy, for not Amy. Thank you so much, Lauren, for got my Humphrey children mixed up. Thank you so much, Lauren, for leading us so fantastically in those actions. I hope everyone at home managed to join in as well. We are going to play our first game now. Now, just to clarify, the person whose team you are on, you are trying to stop them from getting gunged. So it might be that actually you really want to see them getting gunged, but that's not the aim of the game. Whoever's team you're playing for, you are trying to stop them getting gunged. First game. Now, I am going to give you 3 questions. We are going to give you then the rest of the service to email in the answers to these questions. You're going to email them in to info@riverside-church.org.uk, which should come up on the screen. Once you've heard the questions, the first 5 answers that get emailed in that are correct answers, whoever in those 5 first ones that are emailed through has the most members of their team in those first 5 emails is going to win 2 points. So if in the first 5 emails we have 3 people from the children's team and 2 people from the youth team, then Melody is going to get 2 points and John would get 1 point. Nathaniel, no points. So this is all about speed. Grab yourself a laptop if you're watching on at the moment, or your phone, or whatever you can do to let us know what the answers to these questions are. So question number 1. Don't start emailing in until you have got all of the questions given to you. Question number 1. What are, in the correct order, the colours of the rainbow? What are, in the correct order, the colours of the rainbow? Question number 2. At a party, you might have lots of different things to eat. Can you name 3 things that begin with the letter C that you might eat at a party? Now, the final question, you're going to have to wait a little bit before you can answer it, so you might want to get your other question answers already before you send your email. In the Bible reading, which we are going to hear in just a few moments, there are some different excuses that people gave as to why they couldn't come to the party, the banquet. Can you name 2 of the excuses that you're going to hear? Okay, very quick recap on those questions. So, what are the colours of the rainbow in the correct order? Can you name 3 foods that you might find at a party that begin with the letter C, curly K? And finally, in the Bible reading that we're about to hear, can you name 2 excuses that people give as to why they can't come to a party? We are going to reveal right at the end of the service who is going to win the points for this round of the game. But we are going to hear now from some different people, both in the church and the community, some reasons that they gave as to why they love parties, what the best thing about a party is. And we're really excited that lots of our community partners got involved. So we want to say a big thank you to those at BVT, at Selly Manor, at St Francis School, at UTX, at Balloon Away, and at Circus Mash, who got involved in this as well. It's brilliant to have, I know many of you are watching this morning, you join us, and thank you for getting involved as we went out and asked people, what is your favourite thing at a party?
Hello, my name's Joe, and my favourite thing about a party is the entertainment, and it would be because I run a Circus Mash in Birmingham, and gotta have a bit of circus at your party. What's my party trick? I'm going to say juggling.
Hello, I'm Julie from Balloon Away. We love an excuse for a party. It gives us a chance to see all our family and friends. Thank you, bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I work here at Selly Manor Museum. The thing I most miss about parties, I guess it's the people. I really miss that social interaction. Hopefully it won't be too long until we can have parties soon, and maybe 1 or 2 here at Selly Manor when we reopen.
So my favourite thing about parties, certainly when I was younger, was sitting on staircases with friends, house parties, just having really good chats, putting the world to rights, and just hanging out with really good mates.
My favourite thing about a party is getting to celebrate with my family and friends.
Hello, what's my favourite thing about a party? It's the people. Whether it's a family birthday party or a big knees up with friends, It's all about the people you love and want to be with.
My favourite thing about a party is meeting new people. My favourite thing about parties is the presents and the cake and seeing my friends. My favourite thing when I go to a party is seeing my friends and playing with them. My favourite thing about a party is dancing.
My favourite thing about a party is being able to see lots of people all at the same time.
My favourite thing about a party is the food because there is lots of things to eat, like pineapple and cheese. My favourite thing about a party is presents and food. My favourite thing about parties is getting presents.
The word party. P-A-R-T-Y. Oh, because I think we need one, don't you? So all the planning, the preparation, getting excited. Yummy, 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 scrummy. God bless, and I'll see you at my party this summer. Yeehaw. Bye-bye.
What's up, guys? This is Nathan Salmon, Director of UTX Academy. And my favourite thing about a party is the random conversations you end up having with people you've never met.
The best thing about a party, certainly at the moment, would be actually meeting people and talking to them without having to bother about wearing a mask or socially distancing.
A reading from Luke, chapter 14, verse 15 to 24. When one of those at the table with him heard this, he said to Jesus, "Blessed is the man who will eat at the feast in the kingdom of God." Jesus replied, "A certain man was preparing a great banquet and invited many guests. At the time of the banquet, he sent his servants to tell those who had been invited, 'Come, for everything is now ready.' But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said, 'I have just bought a field and I must go and see it. Please excuse me.' Another said, 'I have just bought 5 yoke of oxen and I am on my way to try them out. Please excuse me.' Still another said, 'I just got married, so I can't come.' The servant came back and reported this to his master. Then the owner of the house became angry and ordered his servant, 'Go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town and bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame.' 'Sir,' the servant said, 'what you ordered has been done, but there is still room.' Then the master told his servant, 'Go out to the roads and country lanes and make them come in, so that my house will be full. I tell you, not one of those men who were invited will get a taste of my banquet.'"
Thanks, Sophia, for doing that reading so brilliantly for us today. We've had a few people who have sent in the question, can I be slime this morning? Now, very sacrificially, I have stepped back and offered to be the bucket pourer of slime. So, yeah, so I'm not going to be slime this morning, which is a shame, but maybe in future weeks. Our second game, while you are hopefully typing away your answers, is going to need you to message in the chat on YouTube who you think does the best in this round. So you are going to need to get your fingers onto the chat. If you haven't signed in yet, maybe sign in super duper quickly. I'm going to explain the game, because the really fun thing this morning is that neither John, Nathaniel or Melody have any idea what the games are.
No idea.
So this is really fun. Now, probably Nathaniel won't remember because he is a lot younger than I am, but there used to be a game on television called Whose Line Is It Anyway? And one of my favourite rounds of that game was a round where the players would have to make up a little song on the spot, and then the winner would be voted for as to how well they'd done. So we have got a special guest star coming in this morning with his guitar. It's not plugged in, so don't worry if you can't hear it at home. The singers will be able to. So the game is, you are going to have about 10-15 seconds worth of song to try and convince the people at home why you shouldn't be slimed. Okay? So let's give John Auger a round of applause. Here he comes. So John is going to play you a couple of bars of the song, so you know kind of what the tune is that you're singing along to, and then you have about 15 seconds to try and convince the people at home. Don't write in the chat yet until we've heard all of them, because it might be that you want to switch teams if your member does a really bad job. Okay, off you go.
You don't want to slime me because my name is Nate. And if you actually slime me, well, I wouldn't be your mate. That was all right. It's handy having a rhyme in
I've got to
name.
say, that was pretty good, Nathaniel. Well
a little
done.
bit of a country twang to it.
Okay, could you swap with Mr. John Goodliff?
Please vote for me, thanks.
Okay, John, clear
I'm
on the
really
rules
scared.
of the game.
I had no idea we were playing this game. I love the
what's so
show,
fun.
anyway, but I'm not feeling very confident about this.
Okay, don't worry, just go with it. Off you go, John.
I love slime, you love slime, but I don't want it on my head. I love slime, you love slime, 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 slime.
The message was quite clear. You don't want it on your head. Thanks, John. That's fantastic.
Thanks.
And let's give it up for Mrs. Melody Pearson, final player. Okay, you feeling confident, Melody?
No, they both did a lot better than I expected.
Confident in your fellow staff members.
Yeah.
Off you go, John.
I'm Melody, please vote for me. I've kept your children busy with lots of fun activities. Woo!
Absolutely fantastic. I don't know about you guys at home, but I think wherever you are, they just need a round of applause because that was absolutely amazing. They had no idea that that was happening. So I am going to give you now 10 seconds to write in the chat who it is that you don't want to see slimed. So you're not writing the name of the person you want to see slimed, you're writing the name of the person you don't want to see slimed. As Melody said, she has really occupied most of the children for the whole of half term, so I think that in itself deserves a round of applause. Right, let's go, you've got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to hand over to John now, who's going to start sharing about the Bible reading that we heard earlier, and we're going to check the results of that round of the game a little bit later on in the service.
Thanks so much, Sarah. I had a lot of fun then, and I really wasn't expecting that. I feel maybe for those of you who are creative and good songwriters at home, maybe you should give me some tips. That would be much appreciated. I'm really excited because we're talking about parties today, and I love a party. And you know, I was trying to think, when was the last party I went to? And it was a long, long time. And I think it's probably about the same thing for you guys at home. We've not been and done anything like a big party for a long time. And the last party I went to was actually a wedding of some friends of mine, and it was a great day. There was lots of food, lots of fun, lots of music. There was real joy about, and it was such a great thing. And I don't know about you and how you feel about the parties that are going to be coming up when we eventually can have normal parties again. But I was having a think, and I think the most exciting part of it is actually the anticipation. It's the bit beforehand when you're getting excited about it and you're getting ready and you're getting fired up and you're thinking, oh, what shall I wear? What shall I bring? What's the food going to be like? And, you know, none of that happens without the very first thing, the invitation. The invitation is what lets you know that there's a party coming. It's the exciting thing that gets you buzzing and gets you ready for the party that is to come. And you know, whenever we receive an invitation, we know it's almost always for something really good, isn't it? For a party, for a wedding, for a job interview, something really good is about to happen. And you know, fancy parties, they have exclusive guest lists, don't they? You have to be someone to get into these fancy parties. And the thing is that invitations are a special thing, aren't they? So if you're on an exclusive guest list at a fancy party, you must be someone pretty special. But the great thing is that we don't need any of these things. We don't need to be on a celeb list. We don't need to be, we don't need to have the paparazzi around us, but to deserve the invitation that God gives us to his party. We all get that invitation for free. And that is the best thing about God's invitation to us. We don't need to do anything at all to earn or deserve or pay for this invitation. God's invitation is for anyone and everyone. And I wonder if you noticed in the Bible reading that Sophia did for us brilliantly, there was one line which I thought, wow, that's really great. There was still room for more people at the party. Do you notice the servant, he said, there's still more room. There was still space for more people to come. And the great thing about God's party is that there's always more room. There's never too many people there. He's always got more sets of cutlery, more party hats, more plates of food. And that is the really exciting thing, because this invitation, it's not just for people in the room with me today. It's not just for people who consider themselves Christian. It's for everyone. It's for you and it's for me. And we are invited to come to this exciting party exactly how we are. There's no fancy dress code on the RSVP, but we can come just as we are to this party, and we can be ourselves. And the exciting thing about this is that this is a really diverse and authentic party. There are people there who are different to us, and there are people who like different things to us and who are excited about different things, and that's really cool. We have a really authentic community when we are in relationship with God and with others and with the earth that we live on. And so the difference that we have between us can be really tough because we don't always get along, but this diversity is really beautiful. And so our invitation to join the family can reveal such beautiful things about ourselves, about church, about each other and our relationships. So my question is, what is God inviting you to? So we all have this shared DNA where we yearn for relationship with others, relationship with God. And so now we have the question, what are we going to do with the invitation that God gives us to join his party? I'm really excited now because we're going to sing another song of worship all about responding to this exciting invitation that God has given us.
The empty
Well, thank you so much to everybody who voted. I did give Nathaniel a minus point for voting for himself. It was neck and neck. I think Sam Jones' family voted about 100 times approximately for John, so I did count that just as one vote. But I can reveal that in last place for the Guess the Song, but because they did get votes, they are going to get 1 point. So in last place was John Goodliff. Soz John. There we go. Now, the top 2 places were neck and neck, and I did have to count them quite a number of times. But in second place, and the winner of 2 points, it was, drumroll, Melody Pearson. Well done, Melody. Which means that Nathaniel, even with his minus points for voting for himself this morning, did get 3 points. So well done,
Thanks,
Nathaniel.
everyone.
So, scores on the doors so far. It is looking like the youth might see their youth worker slimed a little bit later on in the service, unless something drastically changes, but there is still everything to play for. So the next round we are going to be playing is Guess the Bible Story. So we asked 3 families within the local community or the church to film for us a Bible story in under 1 minute, not using any speaking. So we are going to play one of these stories for each members of the team, and they have to try and correctly guess what the Bible story is. Do play along at home, see how quickly you can guess which Bible story is being shown to you now. So these are all parables, stories that Jesus told that may or may not be familiar to you. So Nathaniel, here is your story.
Okay.
Thank you, Rosie and Freya, for acting that out so brilliantly. Nathaniel, you get one guess only. What do you think the story was?
Am I meant to say like what chapter and verse as well?
Yes.
No.
No. Bonus points if you can.
That was very impressive. I am going to go with The Wise and Foolish Builder.
Good job, Nathaniel. Give him a round of applause.
Yay.
Put a point up on your scoreboard, and if you could swap with Melody. Okay, Melody, do you feel confident?
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay,
this time.
fantastic. So remember, do play along at home as we see our second Bible story. Fantastic. Again, a massive thank you to Shemaya and Elisha and Keziah for acting that out so fantastically. Now, I heard John Goodliff over there whispering, oh, I'm not quite sure. So good thing this wasn't John's story. Melody, do you know what that story was?
Is it The Lost Sheep?
It was The Lost Sheep. Brilliant. Give Melody a round of applause. Melody, stick a sticker on against your lovely face. And then we're going to swap with John Goodliff for the final story. Well done, John. Okay, John, you are currently significantly
Yeah,
behind.
I'm very disappointed with all the young people in this church. I made a whole song about how I don't want to get slimed, and looks like that's the way it's going to go.
Sorry, John. There's still time. There are other rounds, and we still haven't heard the results from the first story. So now it's your Bible story. Are you feeling confident?
Well, ish.
Okay, brilliant. Let's
Thanks.
watch the final Bible story. Thank you, Jamie and Jonah, for producing almost a whole episode of EastEnders on a Bible story. Absolutely amazing. John, are you confident?
Yeah, I am with this one.
Okay.
I mean, I think they did a great job. I loved it. I thought that was brilliant.
And it was one of your youth involved.
It was one of my young people, so I am proud. You know, I feel like you're redeeming yourselves.
But you haven't got it right yet, John.
No, not yet.
So, John, what was that Bible story?
That was, I believe, the prodigal son.
Well done, John. Give yourself a round of applause. And you can give yourself a point.
Thank you.
Scores on the doors remain unchanged in terms of the order and who is going to get slimed. So we have still got Nathaniel in the lead, Melody in second place, and John trailing behind in third place. We will find out a little bit later who is going to be slimed. But Nathaniel is going to come and continue sharing on our Bible reading from today.
Wow. Honestly, I have to say this is the most amount of adrenaline I've had going in my body in a really long time. So it's quite exciting and also really great to just do some fun stuff together, like we have the opportunity to with the blessing of technology to share this as a community. If you know me, you know that I am a serious extrovert. I get all my energy and I feel recharged when I've been with people. And so it's no surprise that I love a party. I love a big gathering. And so in the passage that we heard earlier from Sophia, when the invitation was sent further and wider, so that my house will be full for that goal, that to me sounds great. And I know that I myself and many other people as well, that's something that we're really looking forward to having again at some point one day. Now, it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or if you're an extrovert, if you love big parties or if you actually just need some time on your own, because the reality is no one is made to live life on their own completely. And we all need some form of community or relationship. The Bible also says that two are better than one, because if one of them falls down, the other one can help them up. And this gift of community and relationship, well, it's so precious, and we have to choose to lean into that, to choose that. We have to make the choice to join that Zoom call, even when we're having a bad hair day, or to send a friend that message, even though you can't quite find the motivation to do so. Now, we recognize at this time in particular, it is face-to-face community that people are really missing, that we're all really missing. I miss it a lot. And that's what we really crave at the moment, because community is so important to us. Even though it's been nearly a year of living in almost complete physical isolation from one another, we don't have to have our intentions isolated. We don't have to be isolated as a community, really. We can still serve other people. We can still bless others with encouragement, gifts, our time, and our support. You might feel like you are the only one who's having a really tough time, but trust me, you are not. That's what community is for. It's a place to be honest and real with one another. Now, the best community, in fact, that I've ever known is the church. And that's because the church is not just a building. The church is a family with a united purpose, which is incredible. So we've established that relationship and community is really important. We're made for that. But have you ever wondered how all of this came to be? How the earth was created, how we're here? There must have been someone who did that, someone who made it happen. And in this series that we've been going through over the past few weeks, the series Human, we've been exploring the most basic questions of what it means to be human. How were we created? Why are we here? What is the purpose? And who was it that created us? Now, there had to be someone loving who put this all together. Someone loving who had a desire to walk in relationship with us. And John talked about earlier that invitation that we all have. It's for everyone. And also we heard in that song just earlier, Oh Happy Day, about Jesus. We heard about Jesus and what he did in sacrificing his life on the cross in order that we all may have relationship with God forever, like God originally intended, which is awesome. In the Bible, in John 15, verse 15, that's easy to remember, 15:15, Jesus says, I no longer call you servants because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. What an amazing statement. We get to be friends with Jesus. Now, I strongly encourage you to go and read that whole passage for yourself, all of John 15. It's really, really good, and it's all about our relationship with God and remaining in God's love, and it's wonderful. You know how in a musical, you might like musicals, you might not, I love musicals. In a musical, if there's some kind of big discovery or exciting announcement, everyone suddenly bursts into song. Well, we're going to do that in just a moment with this exciting news that we've heard about Jesus being our friend, about us being made for relationship. We're going to sing together. And this is based on the news that we are made for relationship and also that God calls us his friend. Now, there are some actions that go along with this song, and you might want to do them, but also feel free to just let the words kind of wash over you. I'm just going to pray, which is just having a conversation with God. I'm just going to do that with some words taken from the book of Ephesians. So you might want to close your eyes and just listen as I pray now. Father, thank you for every individual listening and watching today. You know each of them and you love them. I ask you, God, to strengthen every one of us by your Spirit. Not a brute strength, but a glorious inner strength, that Christ will live in all of us as we open the door and invite him in. And may we have the power to understand, together with all of God's people, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love is. May we experience the love of Christ, though it is too great to understand fully. Then we will be made complete with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God. Thank you, God. Amen. Let's sing these words together.
I kneel before the Father, the one who calls my name, the God of all creation, finds me in this place. My soul needs to know the goodness of God, so I'll sing it till I believe it. How wide, how long, how high, how deep is your love for me? Your love for me. How wide, how long, how high, how deep is your love for me? Your love for me. I'll hold on to your promise. I'll praise you in the mess. My soul needs to know the goodness of God, so I'll sing it till I believe it. How wide, how long, how high, how deep is your love for me? Your love for me. How wide, how long, how high, how deep is your love for me? Your love for me. To him who is able, we give you glory. Through all generations, your church will sing. No power is greater. You are the victor. I'm standing in freedom. Your love has won. How wide, how long, how high, how deep is your love for me? Your love for me. How wide, how long, how high, how deep is your love for me? Oh, your love for me. How wide, how long, how high, how deep is your love for me? Your love for me. Is your love for me? Your love for me. Is your love for me? Your love for me.
I like God because it means I have someone to chat to when I'm sad.
There are so many things to choose from about my relationship with God. It's hard to choose the best one, but the best one I think would be the fact that He is constantly with me, and He is for me, and He's praying for me, and He's promised to comfort me, and He's promised to give me a future that's full of hope. Just the fact that we know that God is always with us and for us, and comforting us is just amazing.
What I love about God is that I can chat to Him, and whenever I need someone to be with me, I know who to go to.
The most important thing about God to me is that you can always trust Him.
My favourite thing about knowing God is that I know that I've always got someone looking after me, someone who will always be with me.
The most important thing with me and God's friendship is about God's always there for me, and He always will.
I think my favourite thing about God is just how faithful He has been to me. I look back over the years and just see how much He has been with me, how much He's given to me, and how much He's blessed me.
What's your favourite thing about knowing God?
My favourite thing about knowing God is I can talk to Him whenever I want to.
Oh, thank you so much for everyone who shared in that video what they love about their relationship with God. And it's great, as Elliot said, that even at this time where we can't be physically together, that we can still talk to God whenever we want. And it might be feeling a little bit weird that we're having a bit of a party today, a celebration when we can't be all physically together. We're not all in the same room partying together or eating or drinking, any of that kind of thing. And you might be feeling actually like you don't want to celebrate. You're not in that place of partying and woohoo. You might be feeling a little bit flat, a little bit low, a little bit bored or tired and alone. But one thing that stuck out for me from what John was talking about earlier was actually that the people who ended up coming to this party that Jesus was talking about were random people. They weren't necessarily people who had all their lives put together. They weren't necessarily people who were like in party mode all of the time, that everything was going great. They were probably people who had their own worries, who had all sorts of things going on in their own lives, but they still came to the party. They still came to the celebration. And you know what? At this time, we all have a reason to be sad. We all have a reason to even be angry, definitely grieving. We've all lost things, haven't we? We've lost things we were looking forward to doing. We can't look forward to parties and that kind of thing at the moment. And there is that sense of loss, of sadness, of kind of flatness. And actually, that's okay. How do we acknowledge that and say, yes, that's how I'm feeling, but still come to this celebration, come to this party and accept this joy? Because there was this joy, wasn't there, that the Bible talks about, that Nathaniel was talking about as well, that Paul and Silas knew in the Bible, that meant that they could celebrate even when they were in prison, even when they were facing crazy worries and even death. And how can we do that at this time in the middle of a pandemic? It might seem a bit mad. It might seem not quite right. But I know, definitely for me, and talking to other people as well, that kind of throughout this last year, we've come to appreciate the little things, that we can really find joy in a cup of coffee, or we really appreciate actually seeing friends and family now, or going to school, that kind of thing. And yes, it's so important to find joy in those little things. As we were talking about in our holiday club week this week, we talked about joy, we talked about things around us, that God has given us so many things to bring us joy. And it's so important to take a moment each day and appreciate that. But also, not to get caught up in the everyday. That we can get caught up, can't we, in the news, in the bad things that are going on all around us, all of these everyday things of the right now. And we can miss the real big reason for celebration, the real big reason for joy that Nate was talking about, that actually Jesus has given us that reason for joy. He has beaten death. He has actually brought us into relationship. He has put that invitation out there that John was talking about. And that is a really big reason to celebrate. So in this time of loss, of sadness, yes, it's important to say, yes, that's how I'm feeling today. And to have down days and to feel like that's okay. But actually put that in the picture, in the framework of the Bible, of God's story, of actually the things that God has already done for us, the things that he is doing for us, and all of the things that he is going to do. So practically every day, that is a little bit difficult to do. But I know for me, some things that really help me put it in that perspective. Regular Bible readings. Having memory verses that I can just repeat to myself when I'm feeling worried or down, to actually remind myself of God's goodness. And having times of reflection and prayer, just to keep myself focused on that bigger picture as well as the joy in the everyday, and acknowledging the bad things too. So as we come to celebrate now together, let's remind ourselves that we can praise God together even amongst the bad things, that we can have that joy, that we can celebrate for other people when we're feeling low, that we can celebrate God and all the good things he's doing, even when we're feeling down. So let's celebrate and sing together.
Darkness, whose love is mighty and so much stronger, the King of glory, the King above all kings, who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder, who leaves us breathless in awe and wonder, the King of glory, the King
So as we come to the end of our service and the hotly anticipated moment of sliming, we're just going to take a few moments just to think and respond as to what we've heard from Melody, from John and Nathaniel so brilliantly, that this invitation for all of us, however we're feeling, whoever we are, is there this morning. An invitation of God who loves you so much, who is there for you, who is inviting you into his family this morning. And you'll see in the description below on YouTube and also on some of the members' Facebook groups, there is a lovely picture of a jigsaw that you can print out. So the link is just below in the YouTube description. And we're just inviting everybody this morning, wherever you are, whichever country you're in, whichever part of the UK you might be in, to respond with us together. Because the wonderful thing about a jigsaw is that it fits together, that it was meant to be something that was together. And actually this morning, even though we are scattered throughout this city, throughout this country, even throughout the whole world, actually we are still together in God's family, with God saying, I love you and I'm there for you. That you are part of a greater, a bigger family than just you there on your own. And so what we would really love to do is, this is one that we've already printed out and my kids have coloured in, is just to, if you can, print that out. And if you would like us to print one out for you, if you don't have access to a printer, please drop us an email and we'd really happily do that and put one in the post for you. And to colour it in, to decorate it in whatever way you would like to, and to stick these up in your window. And then if you are able to take a photo of this in your window and to send them in to us. And we would love next week just to play a collage of all of the different jigsaw pieces throughout the whole world that people have coloured in, just to say we are part of this beautiful family of God, this picture that is meant to be joined together. And actually, as by sticking these in our windows, it might be that as you're out and about on your daily exercise, that you might see some of these jigsaw pieces in the windows of other members of God's family, just as that encouragement to say, we're together. We might be physically apart, but together with God, we can be one family. So if you're able to print those off, pop them in your windows, take a photo, send it in to us. We would love to see them next week and to see all of the different expressions of us together as a church family. And like I said, please do get in touch if you'd like us to pop one in the post for you. But I'm going to pray, then we're going to have a few announcements, and then we're going to finish the service on the moment that might break church. We're going to slime a staff member. So that is really exciting here this morning. But let me pray, and then Nathaniel's going to join me for the announcements. So God, I just thank you that this morning, wherever we are, we know that you are here, that you are with us. God, thank you that we are part of your family. That even though physically we cannot be together, yet with you we can still know that we are that family held by our Father in heaven. God, thank you that every single one of us brings something so incredible to that family, with our different gifts, with our different personalities, with our different talents. Father, I pray for every single person here this morning, they would know that sense of your closeness right by their side. In Jesus' name, amen. Nate, do you want to come and tell us of something that's happened this evening?
Yes. So if you are part of Riverside, if you're part of the Riverside Church family community and you're on Church Suite, then you probably have already received an email about the prayer event that's happening tonight, which is at 7:30. We're having a prayer for healing event, and that includes physical healing, emotional, and also relational. And it's going to be really informal. It's just a time to come together and just pray as family would, as church family would. So you can sign up to that and get all the Zoom information for that either through Outlook, or if you're already on Church Suite, you can do it that way. Also, I was just going to say, if you are watching today and you feel like you would like to kind of take a further step to become part of the church family, then do send us an email and we can kind of pop you onto Church Suite, and then you kind of can see all the other events that are going on, and we can include you in everything in church life, which is really great.
After the service, it is our coffee and catch-up for our young people with John after the service. If you are a young person watching this morning and you're not part of our youth work already, but you'd love to join in that Zoom, then do drop an email to info@riverside-church.org.uk and they can pass that on to John, who will let you know the details for that call. Over the coming weeks, we are going to be continuing our series of Human, looking at issues of men and women and sex and all sorts of other brilliant things, thinking about why God created us and the identity that he has given us in his image, as we have already heard about. But now is the moment we've been waiting for. So can I invite Melody, John and Ben up? Ben? Who's Ben? No, Ben Price is wonderfully doing tech this morning, so he looked a little bit panicked for a few moments then. Not Ben, Nathaniel. So I do know the answers. I have them on my phone as to who is going to be getting slimed this morning, which is very exciting. So let's...
I need to get a boomerang of it.
There we go. Okay. So I know now who is... Why have you got your phone?
I was just... Whoever...
I thought you were cheating. I've got to deduct loads of points.
I was going to get a picture of whoever gets slimed.
Oh, okay. Fabulous. Yeah. So the first 5 correct entries for the first quiz round all were for the same person. Oh. They were all members of the same team, which is super exciting. So someone is about to phenomenally swoop into the lead. So we are going to award 5 points to, drum roll, Melody Pearson! So well done to the Barthow family, the Wilson family, the Tomlinson family, the Chilvers family and the Toon family, who playing for the children in their houses have meant that Melody is not getting slimed. So John, if you could put 5 points up by Melody, that would be brilliant. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
But there's a twist, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, because if you remember right at the beginning, when we first set up the first quiz round, we said, when you have heard the Bible reading, email in your answers with some of the excuses as to why people didn't go to the banquet, the party. Now, we had a few little entries that happened before the Bible reading. In fact, we had 3 entries that came in before the Bible reading. And all of those entries, again, were for the same person. And so we are very excitedly this morning going to deduct 3 points from Nathaniel's team. So, John, if you could just take down the 3 points from Nathaniel. I love that Nathaniel had his phone ready to take a photo of whoever got slimed, because this morning, ladies and gentlemen, our winner of the quiz was the children's work team, Melody Pearson. So give yourselves a round of applause. In second place, swooping into second place, only at the very end, was John Goodley. He is looking the most relieved he ever has. And so we are very excited this morning that a member of our leadership team, Nathaniel Ballou, is about to get slimed. So John and Melody, you can go and sit down. I'm going to put my mask on. Where is my mask? I thought my mask was in my pocket. Oh, it is in my pocket. I'm going to put my mask on so that I can get to Nathaniel. This might be the ending of Riverside. Who knows? Let's hope not. But if you're at home, please do give Nathaniel a big round of applause, because he's been such a fantastic sport. And we are now going to come to that moment of sliming Nathaniel. So anyone who's in the room, give a little clap, give him a bit of moral support.
It's been rigged. Oh, I hope it's not cold.
I mean, it's so thick. I don't know if you can see this. And it's really heavy. Oh, look, John's got the... Here we go.
Oh. I'll get into it properly.
Let's give him a round of applause. Let's just end with that on there. Thank you so much for coming along to our generation service. It is wonderful to be together, all ages, in God's presence. We hope to see you next week as we continue in our series of Human. Do connect in through the website. All the information about what goes on in church life is on there, and we hope to see you again next week. Nathaniel is now off for a shower.
Bye, everyone.